Hello, and welcome back to another phenomenal episode of Touching the Stove. I know that you all are probably shocked because we're deviating from our regular scheduled programming. But I said earlier on that we like surprises over here, so here's a little surprise from us to you.
Yes, it's a bonus episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Touching the Stove. We appreciate you.
And like Drew said, it was kind of a surprise to us, and it's very much a surprise to you. But the premise of this episode is something that we all may be a little too familiar with, or rather, we would want to avoid familiarity with. This episode is to look at some of the more intricate nuances that lead to certain behaviors.
Right. So we're going from cheating to spinning the block, right? So two different things.
Spinning the block or circling back is the act of leaving a friendship or a relationship and after a certain period of time coming back to rekindle, to pick up the pieces, to reconstruct where things were left off for whatever reason.
So it's getting warm outside. Love is in the air or lack thereof. And that kind of brings us back to our previous episodes where we kind of talked about what happens when people are in committed relationships and falter.
Right. So going off of what Desi just said, I want to take this time to address some feedback that we got on a previous episode. For those of you who are in the know, we did an episode about cheating and what that sounds like and how it's done. And I got some feedback from numerous people, but I want to take this time to clear the air and make something very clear. When it comes to cheating and gaslighting and manipulating, listen, the reason I'm qualified to talk about these things is because I have done these things. I have cheated, I have manipulated, I have gaslit, I have lied. You know, these are things that I've done obviously when I was younger. But so before you turn into me, I'd rather you be the best version of you. So that's why I'm here today. I realized I didn't share much about my own experiences, being someone who used to do some of these things. And to those I've wronged, hey, listen, forgive me. I'm sorry. I apologize. You know, I'm much better now, way better. And as a lot of you have told me, you know, having done this podcast, you know, we're almost we're at 8 episodes in. How many episodes? 7 episodes in, plus a bonus episode. So I want to take this time to acknowledge that, hey, there are times where I too have done wrong. And I too was not the best person that I know I could be. But I'm here to remedy that and talk about it in a way that's constructive. And at the same time, it's a way that is a learning experience, not only for myself, but for those who listen in. Because if someone who used to do it is sitting here saying, hey, I have lost more than I have gained by doing that stuff, and it's not worth it, it's better just to be straight up. Hey, listen, and Desi can attest to this. She has seen me. Desi, am I lying? And if she's with it, she's with it. And if she's not with it, hey, on to the next. So, you've seen me say that.
Let me run it back just a little bit, right? I think that...
You're not going to address what I said?
No, I'm going to come back.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Come on, dude.
Uh-huh.
I want to emphasize some vital points that you made, and that is life is literally a collection of experiences and lessons, right?
And we are not the sums of our mistakes as well.
Yeah. We are not. And I think in order to grow, in order to succeed, you have to have failed. Like, I think that...
And boy, has your boy failed. But you know what? I'm a better person because of it. Correct. And I can honestly say that.
The other thing is change is constant. It is inevitable.
It is what?
Inevitable.
You said that crazy. I don't know why I heard it crazy, but these new headphones you got, y'all should see Desma first. She got these brand new headphones and she's gyrating her head. Look at me.
Okay. I think that having had experiences that make you reflect, that make you want to be a better person, and then also taking the initiative to do the work is commendable. So for that, I applaud you. You didn't have to. You could have still been a menace. And to some degree, you still are.
Thank you. But I take pride. I take pride in that particular aspect. Overall, I would say my menacing ways are in the past.
They're tameable now.
I'm workable. You can work with me now.
Work in progress. And
I feel disrespected. I don't know why you say work in progress.
You are a work in progress, my dear.
Oh, that's how you feel?
That's how I feel.
Okay. All right. And if we open up your DMs right now, what would the guy say about because if I recall on that episode, your ass was cheating. If I recall correctly.
I will say this. Mm-hmm. Personally speaking, I don't have a track record of being a cheater. Now, have other people cheated and told me? Yes. And did I tell them that they need to go come clean? Yes. But did I also take the time to understand their perspective? Yes.
One of my best friends, Rita, we'll call her Rita, she gets on me about this all the time. And she's like, hey, you're messing up. You need to get it together and let that girl know what type time you on. Shout out you, Rita. When you listen to this, I'm going to tell you who you are. Shout out Rita. I don't know how I've gotten this far without you, but hey, shout out Rita and her boyfriend, Mr. Rita. Shout out you too, bro. You're great. Mr. Rita is crazy.
No, but again,
circle back season, spinning the block. We're all here for it. This is going to be a shorter episode. We're not here for it. Oh, we are not here for it. Desi's a lie. Let me tell you why. Ready? If I were to open up her DMs right now, there is a plethora. Shall I count?
You can tell a man or a woman that they clearly do not, for whatever reason, or maybe for a lack thereof a reason. Maybe there's just not an interest. Maybe there's not any chemistry. Maybe there's not any understanding. But again, the narrative or the story that they've told themselves.
And you said in a previous episode, people will lie to themselves.
They will lie.
Yes.
With roses and glitters and sparkles, right? Again, I'm the type of person, I love love. I love love. I love affection. I love caring for people. And I come off as very playful, very friendly. And I dare even say very flirtatious. That's just my nature.
Yeah, you are very. Yeah, I've seen you get yourself in trouble. I've seen it. We went to an event, and a lot of the guys were very, very perplexed because here I am standing with her, and they think I'm her plus one, so they think I'm with her. But the whole time she over here flirting, and she's not even flirting. That's the crazy thing. She's just being nice. And the guys were like, "Hey, that's you." And I said, "Hey, man, go for it." Hey, that's you? Go for it, bro. That's all you. It's good luck. She's gonna tear you up. She's gonna chew you up and spit you out, buckaroo.
I think that we owe it to ourselves to be honest. But I also support delusion.
Talk to him. But okay, wait. Before we get ahead of ourselves, why are we here today? We are here to discuss sex communication theory. More specifically.
This episode, aunties, uncles, mom, dad.
No. It applies to them too. Oh. It even extends to the song choice that we use when we reflect on experiences that we have with one another. So today's episode is about sexual script theory and circle back season. What if I were to tell you that circling back is a script? We are all, in fact, in the Matrix, and and everything we do is sexually scripted. What do I mean by that? Well, sexual script theory is a theory introduced by sociologist John H. Gagnon in his 1973 book, Sexual Conduct. The basis of this theory is that social behavior, including sexual behavior, is socially scripted, which is heavily dependent on societal norms, societal expectation, environmental causes, and above all else, hormones. And the idea is that everything we do, once you reach a certain age, of course, the age of consent and onwards, everything we do is a sexual script of sorts in order to achieve the end goal of sex. Circling back to my original point, see what I did there? Circling back to my original point, circle back season. It's getting warmer. It's getting hot outside. The sundresses are incoming. All that weight you done lost in the gym, sweetheart. Oh yes, you will bear the fruits of your labor. And with that comes
chaos.
And what do we like to say here? Chaos reigns, baby, and we here.
So here's my thing. Fellas, when you saw that woman and she was at peace and she was happy, why did you choose to disturb her?
Okay, you want to answer to that?
Yeah.
All right. How do I know you're at peace?
Like,
how do I know that?
You can observe.
If you have me blocked on everything,
yeah,
how do I know that?
I have you blocked for a reason.
But like, for all I know, you could be in hell, and then I'm coming to save you. And what does Steve Harvey say? When you in hell, you don't just stay there, you keep going. So I'm coming back to get you out of hell so we can keep going. So if anything, you should be thanking me.
Hey. Father, forbid bad things. No, dude, that's not it. So if you were blocked on everything, or vice versa, because women are also scary.
So women are scary, treacherous in this dunya, I tell you.
Yeah, it goes both ways. I think if we decided for whatever reason not to communicate or engage with each other, I don't know what type of epiphany you had that told you that narrative needed to change.
What if I tell you that's God?
It wasn't God.
That's God.
The devil also listens to prayers. The devil also listens to prayers. That was not God.
I'll say this, Desifer. Like I said, the guys are practically busting down your door just for a mere moment in time with you. Why do you think, in your honest womanly opinion, from the women that you observe, the women in your life, whatever, sisters, whatever, why do you think men spin back truly? Let's assume that they have good intentions, right? What is the reason?
The reason is when you left me, or when we put a pause on whatever we had going on, you were under the impression or the assumption that outside was better, which it might have been. But I am of the mindset that, at least for me in particular, you can find someone similar, parallel, adjacent, but she will never be me. Ever.
You know, like, I can attest to that. Outside is really not better. Outside is cold. I've been outside many times. I'd rather be inside. Outside is very cold. The streets are cold.
The streets are not, like, for y'all talking about being city girls and city boys, how? And you happy? No, I don't believe you.
Streets are extremely cold, and then I don't ever...
For the woman. But if it got to that point, I can understand circling back. I can get it. It's like, it's better to deal with the evil
if you say what I'm
than the evil you don't.
No, and I don't subscribe to that, because it's not evil per se. You can pick any movie. At some point, the love interest messes up in some way, and he has to try to circle back and fix it.
But why are we so committed to this narrative of struggle for love?
That's not what that is. Here's what I'm saying.
Why you have to put me through things first to let me know you care about me?
Sometimes I'm just stupid. I don't know what else you want me to say. You know, sometimes I wasn't thinking. We make mistakes. And like we said in the beginning of this episode, we are not the sums of our mistake. And there's always a chance to be better. And if you can be better for the person that you wronged, that is also fulfilling. Because now you have a chance and we love a good redemption arc.
We do love
How often in cinema and TV, music, but in art, do we see people redeem themselves? We name churches after the concept. Holy Redeemer. That's one of the biggest churches in DC. We name churches after it. We love a good redemption arc, a redemption script. So everything that we do, yes, it's with a interest in maybe having sex, yes. But how do we get to the sex, right? We have to put in the work. Some people is getting rich. Other people is getting good at something. For others, it's just being themselves and being good at that. However you decide to get to that experience, that is the script that you are following, societally speaking, so that you can get and achieve your goals. Now, your goals, in this case, according to this theory, is based off of sexual desire. To some extent. Now, what levels that'll come to, that'll depend from person to person, especially if you're someone who's asexual, for example. So your desires or motivation might not be as strong as, say, someone who is heterosexual, or vice versa. You might be more focused because you're in the pursuit of your own self-pleasure. For whatever that, so you're following your own sort of script that you're building out for yourself. Whereas others subscribe to the script that others have either laid out for them, or that the patriarchy tells them they should do, or that whatever the norms of that particular society are. So the sexual script theory won't be the same as it is here in the United States as it would be, say, in Dubai. And Dubai is normal to have 2-3 wives. They're following the script. Here, it ain't gonna fly. You feel me? So what are we doing to in this case, in the context of circling back, are we redeeming ourselves or are we trying to promote more damage? And I would say it's 50-50. For me, anytime that I have circled back, which I can count only twice. And the first time I don't count that, I was like 16. But I count only twice. And usually it's because I now realize how I could have been better. And now I want to do the work to prove that I am better, even though I had nothing to prove. But I want to show, not tell. I'm better. And I have learned from my mistakes, and I have metamorphosized into a better person. Yeah. SAT, look me up. But why do you think women circle back? Because we've seen that too.
I think, again, should I be in the position where because we all fumble, we all make mistakes.
We all fumble.
Where I lost out, and I'll take this out of a romantic context, and let me
and it this also extends to work. It extends to friendship.
Because I've been in situations where I've had very beautiful, very rich friendships, and we have, for whatever reason, drifted apart. Sometimes friendship breakups are harder than relationship breakups. I don't know.
That is true. You ever lose like a
really good friend? Like, I really I cared for you. We did everything together.
That happened to me. And it's not because, you know what I'm talking about. He got a girlfriend, and, it's like, we love you, bro. So if you want to step away from us, that's fine. But that hurt because that's my guy. That was my dog. That's my guy. But he chose his girl over us.
And sometimes,
and sometimes it be charge that to the game. No hard feelings.
No love lost.
And I know he listens to this podcast. Bro, I miss you, man. Come back to us. Or at the very least, come play some ball with us, please.
Listen, that was a literal appeal. That is the essence of circle back, right? So to me, again, when those relationships falter, I would honestly say fail, and people come back, it's like, hey, I'm able to recognize where I was at that particular point in time.
Right.
Or I recognize that I truly did value what we've had, and I'm willing to put in the time, effort, energy, and intentionality to repair.
And I'm also willing to acknowledge, hey, this is where I messed up at.
Yeah.
Hey, this is where I wasn't a good person to you. And this is how I'll be.
Again, I think that we are to be accountable. Yes. I think we need to hold ourselves responsible for the decisions and the choices.
And stand on business. Hey, I messed up, but I'm 10 toes now. So take it or leave it.
You cannot judge me by the standards of the woman that I was 5 years ago. What I'm saying is things don't necessarily change overnight.
No, that's true.
Right? And so acknowledging that, leaning into that, and being appreciative of the journey is important as well. I think that
being appreciative of the script, some would say.
I mean, the script, the story, right? Earlier, we started off New Year, same song. So as you all can see, we live the things that we talk about.
We do.
Because it's not just enough to talk about it. You also have to be willing to be about it.
And we hold ourselves accountable, and hence why I started off what I said earlier. I was holding myself accountable for some feedback that I had heard on a previous episode. So I wanted to acknowledge that and say, hey, yeah, I did these things, but that's not who I am now, nor is that who I want to be.
And ladies, this one is to y'all. So, I mean, your boy, he has been very forthcoming about his experiences and his dibbles and dabbles. I am qualified to speak on this because my entire role and responsibility maintains that I judge character. He's a better man. He is. And there are things that he could get away with that he will tell on himself about. And that is commendable.
I appreciate that. You know what? That made my day. I really needed to hear that. I was actually having a really rough day.
I know. No, aren't we all? But no, and similarly situated, fellas, sometimes I'm a little sharp. Take what I say with a grain of salt.
Now, I want to put this out there. For those of you, all 12 of you, circling back on, if you circle back and you are successful, marry her. Otherwise, what I will do to you, I will do to you.
This is not that type of episode.
Anyway, we're here for a bonus episode.
Yeah.
Did we get it all off our chest?
Literally.
Any confessions? Speak.
Confessions?
Come on, Usher.
Cheated once. And
no. Debbie Lore just dropped. New Debbie Lore.
But it wasn't even real. It was fake cheating.
It was a technicality.
Yeah, because
That's a whole nother can of worms for another episode.
No.
But before we go, why doesn't that count? That feels like wow, deja vu. I don't know why I'm getting deja vu. Like, I feel like I've had this conversation before. Why doesn't it count?
Because of the way we define cheating. Because to me,
you should have been a lawyer.
I should have been a lawyer. No, so I think again, holding the door for another woman. Right?
That's not cheating.
Okay. Or me, hanging up on I'm going to bed. So I said I'm going to bed and we hung up on the phone. And then I got another call. Right? Should I have not taken that call?
Oh, you're slick. Oh, I'm familiar with your game. I'm not a fan.
It's not a game.
Yo, your hands are up. I'm familiar with your game. I am not a fan.
You came to see me. We hung out. We had a great day. It was good night.
Yo, women like you are scary, bro. I know that man went to sleep like, man, I love my girl. And the whole time you're on the phone, sweet nothings.
No.
Nah. I'm on to you. All right. On that note, because we're getting a little personal on here, we just wanted to do a quick check-in, quick little snippet. More to come. We'll be back at you next week for another episode of Touching the Stove. Desi, any last things? Any last words?
Again, thank you all so much for tuning in, for being a part of the journey. I am seeing the messages. I am seeing the engagement. I am seeing the enthusiasm. Ju and I really do appreciate it.
Yes. And
we enjoy what we do, and we're happy that you're also part of that experience with us too. And that is Touching the Stove.